Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome.
Ooni of Ife's palace is rumored to have witnessed another fierce war as gospel and Igbi went really lower than mud because of Queen Naomi. Your jealousy will Kpai you. Trying to set me up because of my success, you are indeed a wicked, woman. Gospel allegedly slammed Igbi before the Ooni of Ife. Now, there's something a lot of people do not know. You see this project that Ooni of Ife has been executing, here and there and all of that. You find out that for every commissioning of each project, there's always a woman that sits beside him. I'm not saying the women. Yes, so the women might be there, but there's one that sits by his side, okay? Now, the project that was done in Akure, here is the story that goes behind the Akure project. Now, remember that when Naomi was in the palace of the Ooni of Ife, Ooni had started a project in Akure and this city project that they just launched. And that was the same project that caused the problem, that started the problem between Ooni of Ife and Olori Naomi, because that project was handed over to Benro and 1 billion naira was given to Benro. Yes, so to start that project, this very project, right? And they said Benro did everything that he could do for that project. But you do know that at the time, Ebony was in the palace, right? And at that time, Ebony too was working so hard to get Naomi out of the palace so she can enter, right? And Benro started that project. Now, when Benro was doing that project, they had series of problems, Ooni of Ife and Benro, because at some point, Ooni said that the money that had been given to Benro for the project is not commensurate with the project that had been done, and at some point, the project collapsed, okay? I don't know if you heard this problem, right? That was where the altercation between Ooni of Ife and Olori Naomi started, because this affected the mother a great deal. And Naomi was basically saying that Kabiyesi should take it easy with Benro so that the mother will not be affected the way she was affected. And Kabiyesi was saying, why will Naomi say that? That how about him that parted with money that was done? Most of this project, it's not as if there are people who fund some of the project, right? But this whole thing went, south at the end of the day. But you don't know right now that that this whole disagreement between Ooni of Ife and Olori Naomi had a spiritual undertone. There were a lot of people who were fueling that disagreement spiritually because they didn't want Naomi to stay in the palace. They wanted Naomi to get out so that they will have their way with the Ooni of Ife. But the good thing is that right now Ooni of Ife is aware of what happened. So I'm not going to bore you with that story of Benro, the contract, and all of that happened, right? But let me tell you, when Ooni of Ife eventually married all of these women, you see the Akure project, it was a gospel that, supervised the Akure project to completion. Yes, she supervised the Akure project to completion. You see that huge project in Akure, it was gospel that supervised it. This is what we are hearing if the information is true. Now, that was why during the launching, you saw that it was gospel that was by the side of the Ooni of Ife, because that is how the Ooni of Ife operate. If this project is in your hand and all of that, you will be by the side of that launching, like you'll be by the side of the king during the launching. So, because they had closed out on that project. Everybody saw that the project came out well, super vising, what do you call, expertise and all of that. Ooni of Ife kept praising gospel. People were happy that at the end of the day, the project is ready to be launched, okay? The invitation went out. It was something that was supposed to be done during the Ooni of Ife 50th anniversary. That is before before they launch, what do you call the birthday? But because of certain logistics, they had to put it after the birthday. And you know that all of this project, Ooni is still like commissioning all of this project. It's part of the, 50 projects, yes, that he was meant to commission before he turns 50. So they said that because Igbi had seen the way people were talking about the project, everybody was praising gospel, and Baba, everybody talked about the effort that gospel made to ensure the supervision, her supervision skill, and everything, her expertise, and all of that. They say Igbi did not like it. Igbi was very, very upset. Yes, so that is what we are hearing, if the information is true. And gospel right now is saying that what Igbi did to ruin everything between herself and the Ooni of Ife before the commissioning that just happened, the event that we saw, last week that, brought Queen Naomi and Tadenikawo to, that event, okay? You saw that gospel was there, and the news is that Igbi did that thing that she did, that something had happened to Queen Naomi's PA last week, or was it early last week or sometime maybe 2 weeks ago? Something had happened to Queen Naomi's PA, right? And Ooni of Ife was very, very upset. And first of all, they said it was Metete. Then at some point, those boys now mentioned, gospel and some other person. And, then gospel now, after her own thorough investigation, found out that it was Igbi who did it. And you do know that Metete had mentioned Igbi from the very beginning. Nobody believed Metete, but gospel right now is saying that she has done her own thorough investigation. As a matter of fact, they say gospel has brought lots of evidences to the Ooni of Ife to show that yes, it was Igbi who was responsible for that attack that they almost meted on Olori Naomi. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Delarama. I bring you fresh and spicy just from the source and still on the royals. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you so much. I love you. And share my people. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. Right, my people. It is not a small something though. They say gospel now came and told Igbi that it's your jealousy that will Kpai you. That you wanted to ruin my project with the Ooni of Ife. The celebration and everything is what you don't want. It has to be you, and no other person. It's your anger, it's your jealousy that wanted to make you do this. And you were not focused on ruining Metete. You were focused on ruining me, because if investigation had not been properly done, and Kabiyesi had believed that it was either gospel or Metete, you do know that this launching team would have just, it's not as if Kabiyesi would have gone ahead to launch his project, but gospel would have not been there. There would have been a very big misunderstanding or altercation between gospel and the Ooni of Ife. That was what Igbi wanted, and they said that was why Igbi did what she did. That concerning what almost happened to Olori Naomi, that Igbi is completely responsible. And they said that gospel had brought evidence to show that those men were lying, that it was Igbi from the very beginning. And they say palace scatter, like everybody shocked. And they said Ooni got so upset, and that's why gospel and Igbi, they had a very serious fight. Like they went to the more like they went to the mud big time, yeah. And that is what we are hearing, that they had a very serious fight. This is what we are hearing. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you so much. Do not forget to subscribe, and do not forget to share my video. And do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media.